On 9 on your side at 7, we have talked about the surging cost of insulin, which type 1 diabetics need to live. A nonprofit drug pricing research firm says patients could get a vial of injectable insulin for about $55 in 2004. You know, that same vial today costs roughly $280. We did the math. That's more than a 400% jump. For folks with high deductible insurance plans, it's especially financially tough. That's why Colorado capped insulin co-pays. An Ohio family I met hopes for something similar here.
So you need to do 67 carbs.
Becky Chateau helps her daughter Allie count carbs. It's part of their daily drill since the teenager's type 1 diabetes diagnosis.
We were in the emergency room, and I think it was at that point where I looked at the doctor and said, okay, so at what point does she get off insulin? Like, at what point are we done and she's better? And they said, this is her life now. She'll be on insulin forever.
The Chateaus call insulin liquid gold because it's pricey. Becky shared this receipt with me. It shows before hitting the deductible, their out-of-pocket cost for 4 vials was about $1,100.
Financially, what that means for us, we pay right around $4,800 a year for insulin.
And that doesn't even begin to cover the other stuff, like Allie's insulin pump and continuous glucose monitor. All the things she needs to keep her blood sugar levels in check. If they go too high or too low, that can be dangerous. Just 14, Allie's very aware of the risks of her disease and of the fiscal toll it takes.
I just worry sometimes that we won't be able to have
Those tears are one reason Allie and Becky would like to see a cap on insulin copays. Colorado did it, limiting the copay to $100 for insured families. What kind of difference would a price cap make month to month to month?
Month to month to month, it would give us probably around $200 to $300 extra per month.
She also told me the list price itself frustrates her. I spoke with a rep of an insulin maker who told me market dynamics and what they have to do to get their drug on formularies sets the price. He also told me his company offers programs for patients. The Chateaus say they will reinvestigate that. It is all very, very complex. Joining me now to shed a little more light is Melissa Newman, the executive director of the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, or JDRF. Want to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Are you guys pushing for copay caps? And if so, is it to ease the financial burden so that people won't ration?
We hope that people don't ration. Unfortunately, 1 in 4 people with type 1 diabetes are forced to ration insulin because of the soaring cost of insulin. So our goal at JDRF is to advocate for anything that helps people with type 1 diabetes. And right now that issue is the inaffordability of insulin. We'd love to see a price cap, but that's really a Band-Aid. What we need is some legislation around pricing transparency because, as you said, to your point, the pricing model is exceptionally complex.
It is exceptionally complex, very difficult to understand. And when you talk about there being a Band-Aid with a copay cap, I did speak with somebody in the industry who said, well, if you cap a copay for insulin, it's just going to balloon somewhere else. True?
True. The thing that we like about a cap is that at least it would help families like the Chateaus right now and those that are struggling every single day. But it does have a ripple effect. It passes off costs and the burden to taxpayers with Medicare, for example, where we're also seeing the skyrocketing prices impact taxpayers. So it's really just one measure, and the root of it, we need to get to the transparency and really see and understand how the pricing works.
So getting at the transparency, does that take interaction with legislators and getting them actively involved?
It does. We're excited that in Kentucky, the Attorney General just filed suit to kind of try to get some more information and transparency shed on insulin pricing. I'd like to see something like that here in Ohio. So transparency legislation, insulin copay caps, these are all things that help better the lives of people with type 1 diabetes. It's already a difficult disease, and then you add the financial burden. It's a real challenge.
All right. Melissa Newman, we will check back in with you. We've done a number of these stories. We'll round back and see where you are in a little bit of time.
We're so appreciative. Thank you.
You bet.